Alright guys, so we're going to be learning the indefinite integrals in this video. So we're going to be stating this formula. The integral of x to the n dx is equal to x to the n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus c, which is a constant. So we're going to be learning how to apply this formula using 5 examples, and we're going to start with example number 1 here. Integrate, what is the integral of 3x to the 5 dx? So we take out the constant here, so 3, and then we just rewrite what we had here. Integrate 3 integrate x to the 5 dx. So if we integrate this part here, this is the integral that we have to do. We have x to the 6 over 6 plus c, and what happened here is we just apply this formula here. We had x to the 5, the n would be the 5, is equal to x to the 5 plus 1 over 5 plus 1 plus c. So that's what happened here. And then you just divide the common factor here, cancels, so you have 1 over 2 plus, 1 over 2x to the 6 plus c. And obviously you have the constant here because it's an indefinite interval. And we're going to move on to example number 2. Integral of 3x to the 2 minus 2x plus 1. We have 3, that 3 just goes, just leaves outside the integral here. So you multiply that by the integral of x squared, which becomes x to the 3 over 3, just by direct application of this formula here, because x to the 2 becomes x to the 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1, so that just becomes x to the 3 over 3 minus 2x, which is minus 2 times, now you have to integrate x, so that becomes x squared over 2, which was just the direct application of this formula, plus the integral of 1, which is x, and the constant here, and that just simplifies into that. So we move on to number 3 now. Integral of 3e to the x, which is that factor comes out here again. So 3 integral e to the x, which I just put this question as a kind of like a trick question. It's not really an application of this formula here, because you have e to the x, and that's not, because n here it's supposed to be integer, so x isn't an integer, so e to the x integral is just actually e to the x. So that becomes 3 times e to the x plus c. So that formula, we don't actually use it in this question. Number 4, we're going to be learning now the same formula with fourth example. So integral of 2 minus 3 to the x, 2 times x minus 3e to the x plus c. So what happened here is obviously that factor 2 comes out, and since it was 2 times x to the 0, because you can write 2 as 2 times x to the 0, because 2 times x to the 0 is actually just x to the 0 becomes 1, so it's 2 times 1, so that's 2. So if you have x to the 0, becomes x to the 0 equals x to the 0 plus 1 or 0 plus 1. So that becomes 0 plus 1 is 1, so it becomes 2 times x to the 1 minus 3e to the x, and we covered in this example, e to the x integral of e to the x is just c to the x, so it becomes, that it just stays the same, plus c constant. We're going to be now covering example number 5. The integral of 3 plus 7x plus 8x squared. So that, what happens here is the 3 times exactly what we did here. 3 becomes, you can rewrite this question as integral of 3 times x to the 0 plus 7x plus x squared. So 3 is just the same thing as 3 times x to the 0. So if you integrate 3x to the 0, that becomes 3x, because you just use formula x to the 0 equals, integral equals x to the 0 plus 1 over 0 plus 1, which is 3 to the x, 3 times x. And then there's 7x, so same 7 comes out as a factor. Then you integrate x, which is x squared over 2, which is just this formula. We just did this formula here. And 8x this squared, 8x squared. So 8 stays the same, that comes out as a factor. And integrate x squared, which is just x cubed over 3. Direct application of this formula, which we covered how to do that like 10 times, so I'm not going to explain it again. Plus c. And then that just simplifies into, this is just, this last step here is just, we're just rearranging the terms. We're just rearranging in the order of greater exponents, so it's actually just the same thing. We just put this up front over this in the middle and this here, because it's cubed squared to the 1, and you have plus c, so that's the final answer.